Hey team, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to use the Angular CLI to generate a component. There's a lot to learn in this video. Let's do it. I will be referencing the Angular documentation. This is a URL you should probably know about. To create components, your project must already exist. Let's create a small project so we can be on the same page. Let us use the CLI to create a new application. So it's ng new app 1. Hit enter. We have two questions we have to answer. Do we want routing? Yes. Well, we're just going to use standard CSS. App 1 has been generated. We can now proceed. I will be using Visual Code. It's not necessary that you have this, but it'd be nice to follow along. Let us use Visual Code to be our editor. At the prompt in the folder where the generated app is, say code dot. Let us now build the website and then make it into a web page. We can do that with ng serve. So ng serve -o, and then we can give it an optional port. And I'll just make it a 4599. This is what our newly generated website looks like. If you skip this step and already have an existing project, well, we are ready to continue. Let's modify app component HTML and notice all that. Control A, delete that, and then let's put in something simple. This is app component.html. Let's save that. And then let's render that on our output. Notice this is app component HTML. Let's build our first component. Terminal, new terminal. At the prompt, let's say ng space gc, let's just call it component 1. Enter. Component 1 has been created. Notice the default folder that was used during the creation. Let's click on comp1.component.html. Notice the default HTML that was generated. Notice when we executed the command generate component, and this is the name of our component, it created 4 files, and it's saying it updated app module ts. Notice it added our component and it dropped in a declaration for our component. Let's render our first component to the web form. I changed the P paragraph to comp1 generated and is working. Let's save that. And then let's go back to component, app component, and let's make a reference to that. Now, if you don't know what the name that it created is, you can come to component ts and notice this is the name of our component. Then we can come down to app component HTML and place that in as an element. And now let's save that. And now let's go see what our website looks like. Notice comp1 generated is working. One of the first options we'll look at is flat. Now flat creates a new file at the top level of the current project. Let's see how that works. Notice I'll type in the command ng gc comp2 -- flat. Let's hit enter. Please notice that comp2 is at the same level as app component. Comparing to our first component, notice it has a folder, comp2 does not. Let's create our next component and look at the prefix option. -- prefix and then a string. The prefix to apply to the generated component selector. Let's see how that looks. Remember when we created comp1? Well, we didn't say app comp1. Well, app is actually the prefix. Let's see how that is defined. Open the file angular.json. Notice on line 15, it says prefix, then the value app. Well, that is a global setting. Using the -- prefix will be to a local run. Let's see the difference. Let's type in the following command, ng generate component login. Then let's use the option prefix equals user. This will override the default angular.json prefix setting. The output of the generator created a folder under source/app called login. Our 4 files are available and app.module.ts has been updated. Click on the file login.component.ts. On line 4, notice the selector value. The value did not use the global prefix setting, but used the command line option we provided. Our final component we'll build will use the option selector. Let's type in the command ng generate component forgot -- selector forgot password. Click on the file forgot.component.ts. Notice on line 4, our selector value does not have a prefix. The command line option selector provides the full name for your component. And there you have it, team, how to build an Angular 13 component using ng generate component. I hope the few commands I've shown you in this video will be enough to provide you the necessary skills to build components in your next project. Please consider a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and of course, leave a comment to ask a question or even to cheer me on. And that's all I have, team. Look forward to seeing you back in my next video. Have a good week.